You might wonder why here, fig, and the answer is pretty simple. I think every community in the world has people that become outstanding citizens. And then along the way, a few normal, average, regular people so shine in taking their skills that God gave to them and making them work for the community they live in. And that's particularly true of Fig. Fig embraced Huntington Beach, Surf City, USA, and the community embraced him. And that's why we're here today to recognize just one person of many who've made a contribution to making Huntington Beach, California, a better place to live, work, and play. So today would not have been possible without the then Mayor, Kim Carr. I went to Kim 9 months ago, and it's not easy. You know, a lot of process has to happen to get to a moment like this. But I want to thank the City of Huntington Beach, Chris Slama, Chris Cole. I want to thank Marine Safety, Battalion Chief Marine Safety Eric McCoy, Fire Chief Scott. Thank you so much. And then, of course, these things don't happen without a little bit of donation. So I want to acknowledge the Huntington Beach Auto Dealers Association, and particularly a group of men, in this case, who have been extremely generous in making this entire wall happen. We couldn't have done this today and unveiled this without Dennis Gallagher and Caesar from the mortuary. So, Heritage Mortuary has been uniquely responsible for so many good things, partnering up with various organizations in the City of Huntington Beach. So, without further ado, I am going to ask Kai and Nate to come up.
Aloha! Aloha! Can I get a yeah now? Yeah! Come on, can I get a yeah now? Yeah! Hey, Don said don't touch the mic. Sorry, I was trying to get down low. What a beautiful day, family. What a beautiful day. Just thank you, Dave and Don and everybody else putting this on, and just celebrating, like Dave was saying, just celebrating such a beautiful man. A man that was a blessing to us. Nate and I, we had the privilege of getting to know Rockin Fig through that guy right there, the guy on the left, Mr. Sumo Sato. And Sumo would drag me downtown every single day. I'm from Long Beach, so I didn't really get to know a lot of people. But he would drag me, we'd go surf and go eat, but then we'd go to this little surf shop and go hang out with this guy that seemed like he was from the 80s. Had this 70s. Just had this unique voice, and
that's kind of cool. I'm really stoked on that.
What I loved was just the slow moments of Sumo just getting to just talk with his buddy Fig, just laughing, joking, complaining to one another, all the things that they're going through, but just being there for one another. And I feel like, I wish I would have appreciated those moments of just one legend getting to look at another legend. That all of us, if you knew Sumo, but all of us knowing Fig, just getting to know just people like that in your life and just cherishing those moments. And what I cherish the most is that through Sumo, Rockin Fig got to know Jesus. He got to know love. He got to know life. And even after Sumo passed, me and Nate, continuing in Sumo's footsteps, would go to Rockin Fig shop. And what I learned is that that's just who Fig was. Slow moments with people, talking, hanging, laughing. He was one of the boys. He was with, if you walked in the shop, you're his brother, you're his sister, you're his friend, and that's what made Fig so special. One of the days he came up to me and Nate, and he's like, man, all my friends are passing away, and I'm keep getting asked to do their paddle outs. He's like, I don't want to be known as the paddle out guy. I don't want to be known as just this, such a hard event and these things that people are going through. I don't want to be known as that guy. And I remember me and Aaron saying, Fig, you're so much more than the paddle out guy. You're so much more than the surf forecaster. You're so much more than the announcer. But you have a voice of hope. And that's what Fig was. He got to be a part of these moments, these hard moments, crushing moments when people would lose their loved ones, grieving. And Fig's voice, you guys know Fig's voice. Come on there, yeah now. Yeah. Bringing joy, bringing hope. That's who Fig was. And that's what I'll forever love and cherish about Rockin' Fig. Being able to speak hope into people's lives. And now he'll be able to be forever associated with Huntington Beach. Forever associated with this pier, the place that he loved. He represented HB well. HB till he died. That's who Figgy was. And now thousands of people are going to be walking past this pier and they're going to see Figgy, they're going to see Sumo, and they're going to see Father Mondor, these people who represented HB well, who brought hope to this city. And that's what I'm going to be so grateful for. So as we celebrate today, let's continue to be that voice of hope for these people. These people that are walking by our neighborhoods, our schools, our city, this surf community. That's who Fig loved the most. And so let's continue to be that voice of hope as we remember Fig today.
You think Fig's laughing at us all being up here and the waves are pumping right there right now? Think he might have had something to do with that? I just want to share one phrase that Sumo taught that Fig lived, and it's reckless abandon. Can you say reckless abandon?
Reckless abandon.
Going all out like that photo of Fig on North Side where he's free falling on like a 12-foot face plus. It's going all out. And the legend that we got to learn of Rockin' Fig, even how he got that name Rockin' Fig, from what I understand, was all out dancing, just going for it, living life to the full. But the version of that reckless abandon that we got to see was giving his life for the sake of other people. For at the shop, if you bought something, giving a hat, or someone who needed so many times, even just a restroom, a place to keep stuff, like he was just so generous, so open with his home, with his possessions. He knew they weren't really his. And he lived recklessly in that he wasn't holding one hand onto the world and one hand onto heaven or eternity, but he was all in, loving people. And I just want to read a passage from Scripture before Kai leads us in a prayer as we just commemorate our friend. But the words of Jesus in John chapter 15 say, "This is my commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you. Greater love has no one than this, that someone lay down his life for his friends." It says, love one another as I've loved you. And there's no better version of that love than to give of yourself for the sake of other people. And that's who Rockin' Fig was. He gave of himself for the sake of you. And that's why I believe we're all standing here to remember him today. So to honor him, not only by having his name and his face engraved here on the pier, but I think the greatest testament will be how we now go and carry that love. How we now go and lay our lives down for the sake of others, because that's what Jesus did for us. It's what gave Sumo hope. That was what gave Fig hope. And now we, as we remember him, let's continue to live that out. And the greatest love is to give of yourself for other people. And that's what I want to remember and want us to remember about our friend Rockin' Fig.
So would you pray with me? Father, we thank you for today. Thank you for just this beautiful moment that we get to just celebrate your son, Rockin' Fig. And I just also, Father, I thank you for the Fignetti family. I know it was a sacrifice, Lord, that Rockin' Fig extended his family to so many thousands and thousands of people around the globe, Lord. And I know, Father, that you're still bringing comfort and hope to this family, Lord, and to all of us here today. And so as we celebrate, as we look forward to the future in your hope, God, I just pray that we would know that Rockin' Fig ran his race well, and that now he gets to be celebrated here, that his face and his name is now forever associated with Huntington Beach, God. We thank you, and I just pray that your grace and your peace would be upon every single person looking upon his name, looking upon his face, and just being able to just say, man, what a good man, God, you created. So we thank you. We praise you for today. We love you. In Jesus' name, everybody said, amen and amen.
Pastor Sumo's H2O Church lives on. Please welcome the Mayor of the City of Huntington Beach, Barbara Delgleize.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. And it is my honor and pleasure to welcome you on this just special, glorious day. Some days it doesn't seem real that our beloved Fig is gone, does it? It's only been a little over 6 months since we lost our friend, but here today we unveil this beautiful marker of Fig, right next to his two friends, Sumo and Father Mondor. Today's ceremony is a testament to how well-loved Fig is by this community and how greatly he is missed. How beautiful his legacy will live on with his children, Chantel and Ricky. We are so proud of you, and we have this entire community around you to help support and lift you up. And that's what we do here in Huntington Beach. I saw this quote and I felt it was perfect for today, as I know many of you are still on the path to heal from the loss of Fig. It says, "Grief is like the ocean. It comes in waves, ebbing and flowing. Sometimes the water is calm, and sometimes it's overwhelming. All we can do is learn to swim." Vicki Harrison. Life is so precious. Let's continue to live how Fig did, with kindness and compassion, with laughter and humor. We will never forget him, and this plaque is a testimony to his aloha spirit. Thank you so very much, and I'd just like to add something a little personal. I had the great fortune over the last 10 years to get to know Fig, and it was because of my friendship with him that I had more and deeper respect for the surfing community, and I am grateful for that. Thank you.
Thank you, Barbara. Ladies and gentlemen, please, Surf City USA, welcome for P.T. Townend and Don Ramsey. Stand up.
Okay, I guess I'll go first. So my name is Don Ramsey, and thank you everybody for coming, and thank you Dave and the Interfaith Council for helping put all this together. Just like a lot of people, I'm still stunned by the loss of Fig. We weren't really close, except for the last 5 or 6 years. We did a lot of events together. I knew Fig from back in the 80s, but we weren't really friends. The funny story is he came to watch our band play. He wanted to hire a band for his 60th birthday, and when he saw me up on stage, we both made eye contact to each other and looked at each other, just kind of pointed, and we remained close from that day forward. And of course, like I said, his loss was a shock to me, and I want to thank Betty and Joni and the kids and everybody for coming, like I said. But it's been hard, you know. I continue to do events here and do things, and not having Fig there, just, it's not the same. Seeing him out in the water one day, and we're just both shaking our heads because we're playing around trying to rip each other off for waves on the north side of the pier, and just having a good time, you know. And times now I realize those are some of the best memories I'll ever have, you know. And I'm trying not to be teary-eyed. I'm just honored that I had the good friendship with a lot of his friends, talking to Jerry just a little bit ago, and some of the people that love Figgy like I did. You know, I can tell they're just, no one's right with it. And I love what Barbara said, you know, just learn how to swim through the hard times and the hard surf and the mellow surf, and just make it happen, you know. And that's what I'm going to keep doing. I do things in Fig's honor.
Black, and we'll mix it, yeah. So we'll make it black and blue.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, like a big old blue.
The Figs are kind of making it happen here right now.
And, you know, if it gets close, we're at $4.99. Isn't it? The rumor has it that Chewy, one of the team captains, will paddle out in his Speedos. Is that what I heard?
I heard they throw him off the end of the pier and just making him go for it.
Yeah.
I want to thank publicly Aaron Pye and his family for helping us do the paddle out when we did it on August 28th.
Yeah.
Tim Carr came to me the day after Fig had passed, we were doing the birthday party for Chuck Lennon at the museum, and she came over teary-eyed, and we made a decision that we were going to make that pat out happen. And you know, we got Chris Lama and the community services and everybody involved to help us, and we made it happen. And I was so grateful that it turned out like it did, because I know it helped a lot of people heal.
Who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven.
And like I said, a lot of us are still healing, but I want to thank everybody for coming. I can't wait for you to all see it. Secretly, I saw it a little bit ago, and it was fantastic. And I don't know, I'm just really stoked. Huntington Beach is my home. I'm a 60-year resident, and growing up surfing here and being able to just help out and do some of this stuff, and me and Fig partnering up to do a lot of this bitchin' ass stuff was just the best memories of my life. Anyway, thank you, everybody. Thank you very much.
I'm short. You know, not a day goes by if you walk down Main Street where you don't think about Fig. I've known Fig since I got here in the 70s, and in many different capacities. I'm sure, like all of us, those memories are even tougher for Grandma Betty, Joni, the kids, Ricky Jr., Chantel, the family. I think it's so appropriate that he's going up on the wall here with Sumo and Father Christian, because you know, some people say it's been written quite often that surfing's a religion. It's an addictive religion. Well, if it's a religion, Fig was our spiritual leader.
There you go.
And especially on Main Street, there was no one that just when Fig walked down the street, you know, all the hellos and yeah, that's great, Fig, and hey now, and yeah now, and hey now, yeah now, you know, like.
Life is pretty much surfing. I've competed, you know, free surfed, have a surf shop, announced surf contests, and this is the father right here. This is where it all started. So, you know, I owe a lot to this guy right here.
I miss that, and so does everybody else. So I'm just so stoked that we as a community in the city are putting him on the wall. Thank you.
Yeah, Barbara and Chanel, if you could step aside just for a minute. Yeah, so Don Ramsey asked me to do one thing today. Bring him a towel to cover the surfboard. I'm sorry, it's my towel. It wasn't big enough. So, I look at Steve Carr out here and a few other people. How about a big shout out for the public safety people that are here today? They don't only just save lives, they're in the risk reduction business, and I applaud them. So I'd like to bring up a living memory of Fig, his daughter, Chanel.
Hi, my name's Chanel, and I just wanted to thank everybody from the bottom of my heart and my family's heart. This is my grandma Betty, my mom Joni, my brother Ricky. It's my aunt Yasko, her daughter Sherry, and her daughter Rachel. We just want to thank you from the bottom of our heart for everything. This plaque is the most amazing gift for my dad, our family, and the whole community. Tower Zero is the perfect spot for him to be. He will, thanks.
Get close to it.
Okay. He will be next to his best bud, Sumo Sato. He'll be right next to his favorite surf spot, the beautiful beach, and his home. He loved Huntington Beach so much, and he would have been so stoked to be right here. Thank you, everyone who helped put this together. We are forever grateful. Thank you.
In a moment I'm sure you've all been waiting for, the one and only former Mayor, current Councilwoman Kim Carr, who was instrumental in arranging for today, along with Heritage Memorial. So from my heart to yours, thank you so much for helping.
Thank you so much, and it really is my honor to be a part of this. I will tell you, Fig's death really shook me. The surfing community has been such an instrumental part of our family, and it's really, we owe so much to the surfing community. It's one of the reasons why my husband is still alive today, because it was surfers who discovered my husband when he was surfing and had a heart attack, and they were the ones watching over him, and they were his angels who pulled him out of the water and brought him to shore. And so we are so much a part of the surf community, and grateful for all the surfers and how we all take care of one another and support one another and look out for one another. And Fig was, he was a part of that family as well. And what I loved most about Fig is I didn't know if he was a Republican or a Democrat or anything, because we never talked politics. We just talked about HB and surfing and how stoked we were to live here. And so I really miss that so much, because he really embodied the aloha spirit. And that was something that I feel like we miss so much of that. And my hope is that we continue to embrace the aloha spirit for him and walk in his footsteps and be that person. So when Dave asked me to do this, I said, yeah, but where are we going to get the money? And he said, don't worry about it, Kim. I've got it all worked out. So it was my honor to do the plaque. And then also we have Rockin' Fig Day that we established here in Huntington Beach. Very excited about that. And that's going to be in September. It's the first Saturday of Surf City Days, which I believe is going to be September 17th. Yes, it is September 17th, so we're going to have Rockin' Fig Day.
Sitting here at Indara with Salvatore, the owner right here. And,
hey guys.
We are just stoked because this is a big day in my life right here. We're doing the Surf Bowl, the Rockin' Fig Surf Bowl, and gosh, I gotta say, this is so tasty. Thanks so much for putting it on the menu.
Absolutely, Fig. Our pleasure.
And I hope everybody comes out for that, because that's just going to be epic. So it really was my honor and privilege to be a friend of Fig and to be able to honor his memory with the plaque, with Rockin' Fig Day, with the paddle out. I'm so grateful for the Pie family for making that a huge success. And really, my hope is that we are all a little bit more like Fig, and that we all embrace that aloha spirit. So thank you.
I do want to mention a couple of people. Terry Tintle, where's Terry? And Bob. So this tall guy. So 40 years of public service to our community. And Terry and Bob were responsible for the reconditioning of Tower Zero, the original installation of the Sumo Mondor plaque, and now the Fig plaque. So again, we couldn't have done that without you. And I did miss Toyota of Huntington Beach that also made a financial contribution to us. I heard that Aaron Pye was here. Aaron, you do a great job in the community. Thank you very much. And I want to bring up the current president of the Interfaith Council, Manik Bujwala. Manik? And following Manik and Kim Carr are going to actually do the unveiling of the plaque.
Thank you, Dave, for the introduction. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, or good morning. But one of the things that makes our city of Huntington Beach a great city is that there is so much cooperation between so many different organizations, the city council, the security people, the the ocean community, surfing community, and lot of churches and different places of worship of many different religions. And that's what we from the Greater Huntington Beach Interfaith Council represent, is and our mission is to educate people about the different people that we serve in our community, and that's what gives the cooperation from all of us. When we respect each other, when we try to promote each other, and of course our friend Rick Fignetti, he did a lot of favor to our council whenever we had some events, and whenever we used to invite him for our programs, just like the other surfing community people, junior lifeguard and all that.
We are all so lucky right here in Huntington Beach to have the beach and ocean right here. You gotta love it.
And so it is very important to recognize the good things that a person has done, and like Fig did for so many decades, for our community. And so I'm very honored and be very happy to be here to unveil the plaque in dedication of Rick Fignetti. Thank you.
So we do first want to invite a dear friend, Pastor Steve Wright, the surfing pastor of St. Peter's by the Sea. Steve?
Great. Thank you. We're going to unveil it in just a minute, but as we do, last summer it was the first paddle out and the only paddle out I ever participated in was here for Fig. And if you were here that day, you couldn't help but to be overwhelmed by the number of people. And it made me that day going home think about what one life can do. What one life can do in bringing people together, of increasing love, of this many months gone by, of bringing a friend to tears once again as we remember his life and the beauty of his life. And so as we think about his life, I want us to all take a minute in the benediction to think about our own life and how our lives can also be lives of blessing and love, living out the fullness of what God designed for all of us together. And so may the Lord bless us with all the love we need. May the Lord bless us with all the energy we need. And may the Lord bless us with all the kindness we need to build a community of love together that we all flourish in. Amen? Amen.
Almost a year in making. Please.